Funky Fitness Now, episode 26. Weird ways to use gym equipment.
And I understand. I mean, some of the machines are pretty complicated. You know, sometimes you look at them and you go, huh?
Welcome to Funky Fitness Now, where every week we take a look at some of the creative, unusual, and crazy things people do to get fit. We have a lot of fun, and occasionally we even learn something. So fasten your weight belt. It's time for Funky Fitness Now. Here are your hosts, Steve Stearns and Jessica Bailey.
Hi there, this is Steve Stearns from Outside Health and Fitness, and welcome to episode number 26 of Funky Fitness Now. We're talking about some of the strange ways people use gym equipment. You may have seen some of these things at the gym yourself. It's really weird. And speaking of really weird, my co-host Jessica Bailey from Sassy Girl Fitness NYC. I'm only kidding, Jessica.
I'm really weird.
Oh, you're okay with that?
That's awesome.
All right.
Oh, yeah, I'm totally fine with being weird.
Absolutely.
To each his own. Everyone's weird.
To each his own. You know, this is one of those episodes where we kind of have to say, don't try this at home or at the gym, because some of these things are really dangerous, aren't they?
Oh, my God. Some of them are very dangerous. Don't do this.
Yeah. It's crazy. I don't even know where people come up with these things.
I know, right? And what we're telling you is for entertainment purposes only. Don't get any wise ideas.
That's right. Be very careful. You almost see like two different types of things at the gym sometimes. You see the person who is spending the time and basically doing nothing, right? They've got little tiny weights and they're barely moving their arms up and down. Or you see the opposite of that, where someone is just going way over the top and potentially getting ready to hurt themselves.
There's also people at the gym that go for years and years and years, and their bodies never change because they do the same exact thing.
Yeah.
And they're not really challenging themselves. I actually saw a guy once reading a newspaper. He read the paper at the gym every day. I'm like, okay.
There's a woman at my gym, and I see her only occasionally, but she comes in and she has her phone, and she's dressed in workout clothing, and she stands there with the phone and kind of does stuff on her phone behind some guy on the elliptical machine. And like I'll be on the treadmill for 25 minutes or 30 minutes, and she's there the entire time just standing there. I have no idea what she's doing.
She's just on her phone while there's a guy in the elliptical. Is the guy freaked out that there is a woman that stands behind him?
I don't know. I mean, I hope that maybe they're together. When I first saw her, I thought maybe she's just waiting for the machine or something, even though there were other ones. But I don't know. I've seen her a couple of times. Weird, huh?
Yeah. It stresses me out when I'm on the treadmill or some kind of machine and there's a time limit and there are people waiting behind me. That makes me so stressed. I'm like, all right. And so the purpose of me coming to the gym to release stress is gone because now I'm stressed about making sure I finish up on time. I'm not making fun. I want to make it clear. It's just odd to me. And I want to make sure that everyone knows that I'm not poking fun at anyone. Mm-hmm. So there is this woman that I see at the gym that uses the treadmill in the weirdest way. She doesn't jog. She kind of like hover runs, and she uses her arms to support her weight on the rails. Have you seen this? Like people pushing down, and she like moves her legs like she's running, but she's not. She's not even making contact, and she just does this for like, I don't know, a long period of time. It's not like she's doing it for 2 minutes. She's doing it for like probably 40.
That's really strange. I've seen some people do that for a short period of time, but not for the entire time. You know what I mean? I've seen some people kind of take the weight off for a second and keep their legs moving, then get back on again. But
yeah. Well, and I can't really figure out what she's doing, because if it's an impact issue, use a different machine or talk to a trainer. It just really boggles my mind that she's doing this. Like, okay, so do you have foot problems? Talk to someone experienced and they'll show you what to do. I don't know what you're doing.
Maybe she's training to like run on top of the water. You know, she has to have that like really light touch, but go really fast.
Maybe she is. But if you were running on water, you wouldn't have anywhere to put your hands to like bear her down. Yeah, I don't know what she's doing.
You know what it reminds me of is I see people sometimes on the treadmill, they'll increase the incline to the maximum, but they're holding on to the thing.
I don't know why people do that. And they spend a crazy amount of time walking at this level. Yeah, it's so weird. I don't know.
I mean, the point is I'm running up a hill or I'm walking up a hill, you know?
Right. You're using gravity.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't get it either. I know. That happens all the time.
She's anti-gravity.
Right. So I have decided that she is training to run on the moon. I guess that's what she's doing.
Absolutely. You know, she's not using one of those oxygen deprivation mask things, is she?
Right. No, she's not. But that would be awesome. Maybe I should suggest that to her. What she's doing is very unsettling anyway. So, you know, why not put on an oxygen deprivation mask? At least we'll have an answer. I'm like, oh, she's training for the end of the world. I don't know.
It all makes sense now. Well, speaking of gravity, you know those gravity-assisted pull-up machines?
Oh, yeah.
So that you have the pull-up and then you have that like little pad there where you put the weight and that kind of helps push you up to help you complete the pull-ups. I'm at the gym the other day. I'm on the bicycle, a stationary bike, you know, and this woman comes in and she sits down next to me and she starts doing the bike. And I can't help notice that she's a little odd, the way she looks, the clothes she's got on. And the other thing that was really odd about her is she has a big, like the plastic milk jug, and it's half full of some sort of green liquid, like a Kool-Aid kind of a liquid that she's hammering back on.
Interesting. Okay.
So she's on the bike next to me, maybe for 3 minutes, maybe 4 minutes, and then she's done. And she gets off. And so I have to just go, okay, what is she going to do next? So she goes over to this assisted pull-up machine, and she moves around to the side, and she sets the weight and all that other stuff. And then she, instead of putting her knees on the pad, she puts one of her feet up on the pad, and she holds onto the bars, and she just pushes down with that foot over and over again. And then when she's done, she does it with the other foot. And I'm going like, what? What are you doing? Yeah.
She's putting her foot on the padding and stepping down like she's squashing a bug or something?
Exactly. That's right. That's the only thing I could think of is she must be training to squash bugs around the house. And she did that.
Maybe she's going to be in a... Sorry.
I don't know. And she did that for a while. And so she finally got done doing that thing. And I look around and I notice there's other people watching her too, because obviously this is very odd. So she goes over to where the free weights are, and she grabs a bench and she drags it, all the way across the floor. She gets to one side.
Ugh.
And then so I can't wait to see what she's going to do with this. She puts her hands on the bench like she's going to do like an incline push-up or something. But then once she's in this position, she just kind of dances her feet forward for a while.
What?
Yeah.
Well, what is the point to all of this?
I have no idea. I don't know.
I'm doing weird training. Well, she's wasting time, so that's good.
Something to do with a foot stomp.
You have a special lady working out at your gym.
Yeah, I haven't really seen her since, unfortunately. I can't wait to see. Apparently, that was leg day, so I can't wait to see when she's working something else. I don't know what that will be, but...
Oh, yeah.
It'd be awesome.
Oh, my God, I can't wait until, she's going to hurt herself if she does back day or chest day. Oh, my God. Oh, God. This makes me nervous.
The thing is, too, is with something like and I understand, I mean, some of the machines are pretty complicated. Sometimes you look at them and you go, huh?
Yeah.
But they usually have a diagram. And if you're really confused, there's two things you could do. One, you could watch other people and get a sense of, oh, okay, I get it now. And two, you could go find a trainer or somebody and go, hey, could you help me with this machine? I'm not really sure what's going on here.
That's exactly what trainers do.
Yeah.
Like we're on the gym floor. It's when you first start training, it's very, very boring because you have gym floor hours and you have to stand on the floor and answer people's questions and stuff. And if no one's asking you questions, you don't do anything.
Right.
And that's what we want. We want you to come up and ask questions and let us show you how to use this properly so you do not get hurt. Actually, it's funny that you were talking about your gravity-assisted foot stomp thing on the pull-up machine. This is a true story that took place on that machine, which is crazy because that machine is brought up a lot in our podcast, and I don't know why.
I know it.
I was at the gym, and I was doing my floor hours, and about 8 guys walk in. I don't know, 7 or 8 guys, and they're like big musclehead guys. And they all walk over to the assisted pull-up machine. And they're on this particular machine, there is a padding that flips up if you don't want to use it, or you can put it down and put your knees on top of it.
Right.
Well, I don't know what he did. He had 2 of his friends kneel down, and they pushed his legs up, and this guy starts like kicking around, and he kicked some guys in the face. And he starts like doing weird pull-ups. But the other 6 guys that were with him were just standing around. And they were like watching him, and they were talking about stuff, and they were playing on their phones.
I bet it was a road construction crew, don't you think? Because that's what those guys do. Like a couple of them are working, and the rest of them are standing around.
Right. So they're like, oh, I got this. Let's go to the gym and pretend we're working out.
I think it's amazing that, when we started talking about doing this episode is like, I know over the years I've seen so many bizarre things, but I've really kind of blocked them out of my memory because all I could really come up with was the one lady recently that I saw. But
I know.
I'm sure there are a million stories out there of weird things that you see at the gym. And in fact, if you are listening to this show right now and you have a weird story, we would love to hear it. So make sure that you leave a comment in the show notes or send us an email or something, because it would be fun to kind of collect some of these stories from our listeners and put together another episode like this.
Oh, that would be so fun. And I love to hear weird stories.
If you don't have any weird gym stories, don't feel bad, because you can still participate in the show. You can leave us a review in iTunes, because that helps a ton. If you're listening on an Apple device using the podcast app, it's super easy. Just click the cover art for this episode. You'll see the show notes and a link where you can leave a rating and review. Click it, give us some feedback. That's it. Totally easy. Right from your phone. That's where you can do it. While you're waiting for the elliptical, you can just give us a review.
I think it's perfect. While you're standing behind someone on your phone, this gives that woman a reason to use her phone.
Yeah. Now, if you actually go to the gym and work out, don't worry, because you can still leave us a review. Just stop by funkyfitnessnow.com/26 to click the same link, and you'll find links to everything that we talked about in the show today, plus more information, and we'll have some really interesting videos of people using gym equipment in a very strange way. While you're there, make sure you get a free copy of our ebook, 25 Funky Ways to Live Longer. Do you think any of those people that lived over 100 did weird things at the gym?
Probably not, because the weird things that we see at the gym could be very damaging to your body.
Yeah. You probably wouldn't even make it.
Yeah, they're probably no.
So listen, what are we talking about next week? I can't wait for this.
Me either.
I love it.
What are we doing next week?
I love it.
Oh, yeah. Next week, we're doing Funky Fitness Now special skills.
Ooh.
Yeah, you know the workouts where you have to like kind of already have a skill?
Right.
And an interest?
Like juggling or unicycling or something like that.
Yeah, which would be fun, because I don't have any weird skills. Do you?
No, I have absolutely no skills whatsoever. All right, well, I'll see you then.
Okay, sounds good.
Thanks for listening to the show. If you haven't already, make sure you visit funkyfitnessnow.com for more of the weird, wild, and kooky things people do to stay fit. While you're there, be sure to sign up for our weekly newsletter so you never miss an episode. See you next week.